Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how the coronavirus has affected surrogate mothers and intended parents. Intended parents are the people that are the child's mother and father, or father and father, mother and mother, however that works, or just mother or just father. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to have a Q&A because a lot of people have been asking questions in the comments down below. So please leave comments. I might not respond to every single one of them, but I will heart it so you know that I saw it, and then I will answer the questions in other videos, upcoming videos. Coronavirus. A lot of people, it has affected them. If you go back a few months, February, March time, some surrogates had to delay their transfer. And a transfer is when they have a fertilized egg that is put into their uterus and put on their uterine lining, and hopefully it will attach. So the goal is for the surrogate to get pregnant. That's the transfer. So a lot of them were delayed because intended parents felt like it wasn't safe at the time, or maybe clinics were closed. Clinics were beginning to start closing at that time. A lot of different reasons. I didn't have that problem. Thankfully, I had my transfer February 24th. So that was perfect timing. I remember being on the plane and seeing some people with masks, people from out of the country wearing masks, but America wasn't wearing masks at the time. It wasn't affecting us like it is now. It did begin to affect us when I was a few months pregnant. So at the beginning of a surrogacy, once you have your transfer, then you go to a special clinic called an IVF clinic. I was going to the Boston IVF clinic in South Portland, Maine. So you go there to get your blood drawn and find out if you're pregnant. You go to the IVF clinic for your first ultrasound to see how many babies you're carrying and to see the heartbeats or heartbeat. And then you have another ultrasound a couple weeks later. And usually you continue to use the IVF clinic until you graduate, which is at 12 weeks. So my clinic started to close at about, I think it was like around 9 weeks, or maybe it was like 8 weeks. It was after I found out I was carrying twins. And they said, okay, you're gonna graduate now and you need to find an OBGYN. So then I started seeing an OBGYN. That did cause some anxiety because the IVF clinics are there for a reason. They are trained on looking for whatever it is they need to look for. And they give more ultrasounds, which caused a little anxiety for me and the intended parents. If you think about it, people get surrogates because they have had infertility issues. They have dealt with loss. A lot of people that are intended parents, they have dealt with a lot of loss. So it's really scary for them to know that someone else is carrying their children or child, and they don't get to do the usual routine of having many ultrasounds every few weeks and everything like that. So when I talked to my OBGYN and I was like, well, can we get another ultrasound? I was supposed to have one at, this time. And they're like, no, like you don't need one right now. I did eventually end up having one because I had complications, and because the complications were that I was bleeding. So they said, okay, since you're bleeding, you can have another ultrasound and we'll check the babies. Everything has been fine since then. Very grateful for that. Many people come to the United States to find a surrogate because it is illegal in many other countries. So now the coronavirus is kind of interfering with plans. So I've heard that other people, surrogate mothers, the parents have not been able to come to the United States and get their children. So they've had to do things like the agency has had to send other surrogates to take care of the baby or babies, depending on how many they have, because the person carrying the children should not be the one taking care of the children, because there, you know, is a emotional bonding that can happen. You know, if you have children in your home, like I wouldn't want Abbott to get attached to the babies once they were here. Intended parents are either having to hire a nanny, the agencies are having to find people from the agency to take care of the babies, or they're finding local surrogates to help with the babies, people that have already become surrogates or have already given birth. And that is where I'm at right now. So I'm due at the end of October, and that is definitely a concern that we have. I live in Maine. We have a 2-week quarantine. So if you come here from out of the state, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Or you can, 3 days prior to coming to Maine, you can get a test, and if you are negative, then you're all set. You don't need to do a 2-week quarantine. So it's a little difficult because right now our borders aren't open until September, which means the family that I'm caring for, they are out of the country. I'm not gonna say where they are because of their privacy. I don't wanna cross any boundaries, but they do need to cross the border to get here, to get to their babies. And then also, it is decided that they're coming 2 weeks before. So if they come 2 weeks before, I'm not sure if they can do the whole testing kind of thing, because they're from out of the country, they're not just from out of the state. Also, I don't even know if it's still gonna be put in place that people have to quarantine, but if they do, that means they're gonna have to quarantine those 2 weeks. And then if I give birth, like if I go into labor early, like they're not gonna be able to be at the hospital if their 2-week quarantine isn't up. So these are some things that the coronavirus has kind of affected surrogate mothers and intended parents. It's been a pretty long process, and I know a lot of agencies, surrogacy agencies, are putting stuff into place, and I know legally there's a lot of stuff that you have to do if you are a surrogate mother, or if you know anything about surrogacy. There is a lot of legal action that takes place. I will talk about this in another video. So that is all I have to say about coronavirus and how it's affecting surrogate mothers and intended parents. Now I'm going to jump into a Q&A. Here are the questions you all have asked, and you guys don't hold back, which I love that. How is my sex drive during pregnancy? Is it higher than normal? Yeah, well, I'm carrying twins, so my hormones are crazy. And yes, my sex drive is very high. But also, sex drives has a lot to do with how much sex you're having. So if you're having a lot of sex, then your sex drive is gonna go up more. And if you're not having a lot of sex, then it can go down. And this kind of goes with the second question. Do I like having sex during pregnancy, or is it annoying? Well, I wouldn't know, because I'm single as a Pringle. But I'm sure I would love it. I'm sure I would enjoy it. I'm sure I would not be annoyed at all. So men, women, I'm available. Come at me. All right, next question. How does surrogacy affect the bond with the babies since they aren't mine? So this question is a little bit difficult to answer, but also kind of easy to answer. When you become a surrogate, like, you already have it in your mind. These are not my children. When they come out of me, they are not mine. And I am doing this for someone else. Like, I am helping someone. I am growing these children for someone else because they were having difficulty doing it. This, and the best gift of all from all of this, is going to be seeing the parents' face when they see their children for the first time. That's what I believe. So yeah, I love the babies. I love, like, everyone. I'm a lover in general. I'm not a fighter, or I try not to be. I mean, the Sagittarius in me is kind of a fighter, but anyways, so yeah, I love the babies. I take really good care of my body to take care of the babies, because it's like I'm babysitting. Like, if something happens to these babies, It's gonna be devastating to the parent. It's gonna be devastating to me to see the parents go through that. And also, like, of course I have a bond with the babies. It's not like I did with my son though. Like when my son would move, or I would check every week like what size he was or whatever. Like that's not something I'm doing. I get excited when there's new information so I can share it with the parents and they get excited, and that's exciting for me. But it's a different kind of bond. It's not like it was with my son. So yes, I have a bond with them. Yes, I love them. Yes, I am very excited they are going to be going with their parents when they are born. I am not ready for more children right now. I would like to wait a couple years, or I don't even know if I want more children. So I'm very excited about this journey. And again, when you become a surrogate, it's already in your head. You already have the mindset that these children or child is not yours. Have I had any embarrassing or TMI symptoms like having gas? Well, pregnancy does a lot of weird things to your body, especially, so this is a little off topic, but on topic, but especially because of the hormones. Like when I was taking progesterone, when I was doing the progesterone shots, like that causes constipation. No, I did not experience that a ton or anything like that. I'm a pretty regular person because I take probiotics, I eat really healthy, drink a lot of water, take really good care of my body, which is helpful. And now I'm not taking the progesterone and my body is producing the progesterone on its own. And no, I don't have any TMI, like if I eat too many Brussels sprouts or eat onions or eat too much chocolate hummus, like yeah, of course I get gassy. But that's just like normal stuff. I don't think it has to do with pregnancy. I think I burp a lot because of acid reflux, and you've probably seen that in my videos, me burping all the time. I apologize, but that's pregnancy for you. What inspired me? I'm going to do that in another video. So I'm not answering it this time, but I'm just letting you know I will be answering it in another video. Do I like dresses for pregnancy? Yes, they're comfortable. I like to wear dresses. I especially like the flowy ones. I like this dress. Okay. It's a shorter dress. You can't really see in the video, but for today, because it's rainy and cloudy outside, but on hot days, I personally like to wear something that is loose in the stomach. So a flowy dress, or even like a crop top, or even I sit outside all the time in like Softy or whatever they're called, you know, those shorts that are just a cotton material and a sports bra. That's pretty much how I like to be in the summertime and pregnant, because I feel like I hold a lot of heat in my stomach area. And now I definitely hold a lot of heat because I have 2 babies growing there, a lot of energy going on there. So yeah, I like to wear dresses for pregnancy, but I like to wear other clothes too. Do the babies kick a lot? This is the last question, and yes, they do. They kick a lot. They were kicking a lot at dinner time, like right after I would eat dinner. Now it's just like anytime I'm relaxing, or when I have my son, I'm on the move a lot, so I don't feel them moving a lot. I don't feel them moving a lot when I'm with my son, but when I'm relaxing in the evenings or on days I don't have my son, I do a lot of work. I do a lot of, you know, editing videos, writing, stuff like that. So I'm sitting a lot and I will feel them moving around. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. Have a wonderful day.